Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Health Talk. I am your host, Dr. Niru Prasad, with my background in pediatrics and emergency medicine, affiliated with Henry Ford Health System, St. Joe, Oakland, and Beaumont. The theme of our Health Talk today is a Pink Fund. Joining us today as our guest speaker is Rosalind Sample, and she's a community outreach coordinator for this Pink Fund. And she's going to talk to us about what this is, what is the founder, who is the founder of this, and how we all can help as a volunteer contributing to this breast cancer, the Pink Fund. Good morning, Rosalind.
Good morning, Dr. Prasad. How are you today?
I'm so happy that you are here, and I'm missing Molly, but you will, first of all, can you give an introduction about yourself?
Yes, I'm Rosalind Sample, the Community Outreach Coordinator with Pink Fund. I've been with Pink Fund since February of 22. Okay. And Pink Fund is a national organization, nonprofit, that was founded by Molly McDonald when she was in breast cancer treatment herself.
Okay, so that's very good. So actually, Molly she's the founder of this, right?
Yes, Molly McDonald is the founder and CEO.
A lot of credit goes to her that she has established this fund. So now, can you tell us about this whole thing, the pinkfund.com? What does it, what's the names?
So our website is pinkfund.org, okay. And we're a national nonprofit that provides financial assistance to breast cancer patients when they're in active treatment.
All right. Okay.
So we will pay up to $3,000 over the course of 3 months, and we make bill payments directly to the patient's creditors, and we'll pay their mortgage, their rent, their car payment, their auto insurance, or their health insurance premiums.
Oh, okay. So that's very good. Yeah. So now the second question is, could you explain what is financial toxicity? What does it
Right. So
mean?
Financial toxicity is a term that describes the emotional, the mental, the often physically debilitating, and often life-threatening financial side effects that are induced by your breast cancer or your cancer diagnosis and treatment.
Okay, so that's what it is, the financial toxicity. And then the next question, how does the Pink Fund address?
So we conduct
address the challenges of financial toxicity. I know there's a lot of financial issue with the patient and the family and everything, emotional, and then how does it?
Right. So the strategies that we put in place to kind of mitigate financial toxicity is we did a study with the University of Michigan where we surveyed patients to find out how we could mitigate their financial toxicity. And what we determined were that there were gaps. There were identified gaps where they needed help navigating the healthcare system as they go through their treatment. They needed to know what questions to ask, they needed to know their care team, and they needed to know ways that they could stay informed. So we developed our Just Diagnosed poster, and it's a guide to financially navigate your breast cancer. So it lists those questions to ask and ways to stay informed.
So in other words, the financial toxicities, you navigate how this can help them with the treatment, right?
Right, because it helps them to adhere to their treatment protocols. If we alleviate some of those financial hardships. So no one should have to choose between their life-saving treatment
Right.
or putting food on the table.
Right.
And that's really the reason why Molly started the Pink Fund, because she was in treatment with other patients who were talking about stopping their treatment because they couldn't afford not to
Right.
work. They had to work to pay their mortgage, to pay their car note, so they can not be homeless
Right,
at the end of their
and that
treatment.
was so kind of Molly McDonald, who sadly is not able to be here today because of some traffic problems and all that. So, how do men and women apply?
So we encourage any man or woman, if they're a patient or a social worker, nurse navigator, who's ever helping the patient to navigate through the application process, is to go first to our website, which is pinkfund.org. Click on the Get Help tab.
Right,
Under the Get Help tab, there's the financial assistance, and they are able to pre-qualify for either our Financial Bridge program or our Mary Herzog Fund for Metastatic Breast Cancer program.
So, go ahead.
So once they pre-qualify, they'll receive an email confirmation with a link to download the application, and then they'll download it, print it out, and fill it out and send it in with all of their supporting documentation. And then when we receive it in the office, we will email them that we received it and the next steps and timeline.
Right, and that's how you do that. And how do you raise money to support this mission?
So we have many funders. A third of our funding comes from our third-party fundraisers, which are things like your golf outings, your pink outs, your bake sales. Different corporations will have like a jean day on a Friday, and then community members. We also have corporate partners. We're proud of Snap-on Twos and Ford Warriors in Pink. So our funding comes from a lot of different organizations.
Different organizations.
Yes.
That's how you do that. Now, can you please explain what is Ambassador Program?
Yes, so our Ambassador Program is a volunteer program, and that would be for anyone who's interested in sharing the mission and the financial assistance of the Pink Fund. And because we're national, we're based here in Michigan, but we can't be in all states at all times.
Exactly,
so if there's a volunteer who loves the work that we do, a past recipient, a community partner in any state in the U.S., they are able to be an ambassador for Pink Fund, and they will just share us on their social media, share our materials with the cancer centers, and kind of be an advocate for getting the Pink Fund's financial assistance message out to the communities.
That's a very good idea. Be the ambassador, because everybody cannot be at the same place.
That's right, and we're a small team here.
You are University of Michigan based, right?
Well, we're based in Michigan here. Yes, we're in Bingham Farms.
Okay, so now how to get engaged and volunteering to fundraise for the ambassador? What are they supposed to do? There should be a guidelines what they're supposed to do, how to help the fund, right?
Yes, so if you're interested in donating, again, go to our website, pinkfund.org, and Give Help. On the Give Help tab, you're able to donate.
Okay, you're able to donate with that, Now, will you kindly tell us what else the Pink Fund do?
So we provide, we engage with our community partners all across the country. So we'll go into cancer centers. We'll speak with the social workers and the navigators who are assisting the patients who may need our financial assistance. So we provide an education to them on our application process and on how to set their patients up for success to receive a grant from the Pink Fund.
Yeah. I think social workers, they must be played a major role in this, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we could not do what we do at the Pink Fund if we did not work hand in hand with the social workers and the nurses who guide the patient through their treatment. We depend on them.
Workers.
That's right. Yeah, we depend on them to help the patients while they're on their journey. They may have, we've heard of chemo brain. They have so many things going on.
Right.
We just want to give them one less worry so they can focus on their focus on their healing and not have to worry about
and then you don't need to worry.
paying their bills. That's
So
right.
Breast Cancer Coalition, value-based it in design out of Michigan. So basically you are in the Michigan, right?
So our
you're based in
offices
the
are
Michigan.
based here in Michigan,
Yeah.
but we serve the entire United States
Entire United
and outside
States.
territories.
Yeah. And makes me ask you, the Pink Fund has delivered how many? I believe it is like, I was reading, someplace, it was like $7.2 million.
That's right. So far, since we began in 2006, we've distributed over $7.2 million in financial assistance. And that's in direct bill payments to the creditors of the patients in treatment.
$7.2 million. Yeah, that is a lot.
We're really proud of that.
So, no, this one was started, am I correct, October 2006?
Yes, that's when our founder and CEO, Molly McDonald, was in treatment for her breast cancer herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Molly was a breast cancer patient herself. Once she got better, she thought about the whole thing, because she must have known about the emotional torture, a mental family thing, and she established
absolutely. Right. So
yeah.
she started it because she was also going through some financial catastrophic things herself. I mean, she had a $1,300 a month COBRA premium. She was in between jobs. She found herself in the food line with her 5 kids, and her house was going into foreclosure. So I think it's amazing that she had the audacity that while she was at a place where she couldn't receive help, she wanted to give help. Because again, like I said, no one should have to choose between their rent or their life-saving treatment. You should be able to do both. And so that's why she started the Pink Fund.
Yeah.
And so we're really proud of that.
Once she got treated, by God's blessing, she decided, to give out what she got in, right?
Absolutely.
The bottom
she's a
line.
great
And this
story.
is what the life is about, right?
Right.
You want to give out what God has blessed you with, and this is I give a lot of credits, and I support Molly McDonald about this whole thing. So what is Unawareness Month?
So Unawareness Month is what we call October at Pink Fund, because you know it as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But we call it Unawareness Month, and we turn our pink ribbons upside down as a sign of distress, because we want to shift your focus to the other part of the breast cancer fight. We need the research, and we thank them for the research, but we need to shift the focus to the financial part of the breast cancer fight, because so many people are struggling with, paying for their non-medical basic needs, that they'll stop their treatment. And so in order to, keep them from having to fall into that 41% of people who skip or alter their treatment because of financial hardship, then we provide the services that we do.
Okay, so it is good that you have the Unawareness Month in October, and then will you kindly comment on the Eye Up campaign?
The Eyes Up Here campaign?
Yeah.
Well, Eyes Up Here. When you hear that, and you see the impactful spring campaign that we had with our volunteers who are survivors, who bared their scars, who bared that to take a picture to show that eyes up here. When you hear that, you want to direct people's eyes away from your bosoms, right?
Oh, good.
But we're shifting their eyes up to focus on the financial part of this breast cancer fight.
Good. So, Rosalind, I want to ask you this question. What are the what are the qualifications that are required
To receive a grant
to
from Pink
receive
Fund.
the fund, yeah.
Okay. So we have four main qualifications. The first one is that the patients must be actively undergoing treatment throughout their funding. The patients and or their spouse or domestic partner must have been working at the time of treatment and must be able to show a loss of working income due to the diagnosis. The patients must be at or below 500% of the federal poverty level, and that's based on, we based that on the previous year's federal tax returns. And then the patients must provide all required supporting documentation along with their application.
Okay, so once people will apply to you, so this is what I am right now, whatever you have mentioned, and then the application, then you will send them the application, right?
So once they pre-qualify and determine their eligibility, then they will complete the application, send all their supporting documentation in, and we will review their application in office. We don't have open and closed funding cycles, so we're always open, always giving out money. If the patients submit a complete application with all the supporting documentation, they meet all the qualifications, they're funded. Our committee meets the second Monday of every month.
Second Monday of the month, okay.
Yes, and we are looking for volunteers for our committee, but our committee is made up of survivors, past recipients, our community partners. And they say it feels just like Christmas when they come together to read the stories of the patients, to see the struggles that they're having. And then they're able to say, oh, we're able to pay your mortgage for 3 months, or we're going to pay your health insurance premiums for 6 months if you're metastatic. And then we notify the patients after that. The committee has made the funding decisions, and we begin to make bill payments on a monthly basis. And we pay that directly to the patient's creditor. So they'll send in their bills to us, and we will pay those.
So, yeah, in other words, once somebody decides to pay, it won't go right to the patient, it will go to their creditors.
That's right.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, it's it's not that we don't trust the patient, but they'll have that tax burden of that money, that $3,000 that we've given.
Right, yeah.
And so we give that directly, we pay the bills directly to the creditors, and so you know where your money's going as well.
Right. And then somebody who has a metastatic cancer, they get much more, right?
Yes.
In funding, you pay them more than the...
Right. So when a metastatic patient, that's what our Mary Herxock Fund is for. When they've applied for and they're waiting for their Social Security disability benefits to begin, there's that 5-month waiting period where they have no income. Right. So we try to provide a cushion for them for that while they're waiting for their benefits to start. So, and that's for our stage 4 metastatic patients.
Okay. Yeah, so that is a little bit different because they need help right away. They cannot wait for 6 months.
Right, and they've been approved, but they're awaiting. They don't receive it for about 5 months.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, right?
And there are bills that they have to pay. So we do try to give that financial bridge.
Yeah. So Rosalind, you have done a wonderful job, going through to tell us about this Pink Fund. And I just want to, the last 1 minute question, what would you say? What to our listeners? What would you say?
I would say that if you're out there and you're going through your cancer treatment, that you don't have to navigate that alone. We have our Just Diagnosed poster if you've just been diagnosed. It tells you the questions to ask. It tells you how to know your care team, and it gives you ways that you can stay informed. Also, if you are having financial hardships and you're going through treatment, check out our website at pinkfund.org. There is tons of information there for you to pre-qualify. There's 6 questions to receive an application to see if you're eligible for our grant.
Yeah, so that's very good, Rosalind. And I'd like to thank you so much for coming to my show today.
Thank
and
you. It's been a pleasure.
Talk about this Pink Fund. I like to thank our viewers for watching me today on my health talk, and anybody interested, listeners, they can go to thepinkfund.org and talk to anybody who are there. I like to thank Rosalind. I like to thank our viewers and my producer for helping me produce this show. Thank you again. And
You're
have
welcome.
A
it's been a
wonderful
pleasure.
Summer. Thank
Absolutely. You too.
Thank you.